So my plan for today will be focusing on the upper back area, which it's kind of funny in yoga. It's important, but we don't talk about it a lot in the upper back. So we do a lot of pushing sort of motions like plank or handstand or anything like that, pushing, but we don't do a whole lot of pulling. So I'm gonna do some pulling today, and sometimes we'll use props and sometimes we'll just use the air and our own bodies to create the pulling action. I'm so excited. All right, so we'll start with kind of a passive motion, which is with the blanket. So we'll take it and roll it up, and I'll suggest if you have one of these blankets, open it up first and then roll it up. And for some of you, you'll roll it all the way, and some of you, you'll roll it just partial and have a little extra space, and I'll show how you know. So here's mine rolled up all the way. When you come lay down on it, we want the high point of the roll just at the bottom of the shoulder blades or even a little bit below that. And then you want to, when you come down, you want your head to be there easily on the floor. If it's feeling more like this, like you cannot talk and it's pinching, unroll it a little bit, or put another something underneath your head for head support. So, yeah. And it's meant to feel somewhat comfortable. If it's not, let me know and we'll make a little adjustment. The legs, for the moment, they can be bent or straight. Same thing with the arms. I'll be more specific in a little bit, but for now, just let them be. Yeah, James, you good?
Yeah.
Well, let me look at you. Move your body, your whole body this direction a little bit. Yeah, you a little bit more. And then you move this. Actually, lift your head. Swap it out for this, and then head down. Is that better?
Cool.
Yeah, so you have a miracle.
Cool.
All right. And then just give your body a moment to adapt to this prop situation. Check in with your breath. And because of the way the rib cage is tilted here, you might actually get a more shallow breath, and that's okay. It might also be a little bit of a higher breath, higher up in the chest. Just notice if that's the case. Notice if you're holding tension. And if it's something that you can release, let it go. Very gently, we'll start to turn your head from side to side, like you're saying no. And then let's let the head settle and bend your elbows so your arms are in a cactus or like a goalpost shape. Hands towards your head, back of the hands towards the floor. Inhale here, and as you exhale, lift the hands up off the floor and rotate so the palms turn down. And they likely won't touch the floor. Inhale to come up, arms come back. And do that a few times. So the exhale is the down, and the inhale is the up. And in a moment, we'll do the same movement pattern again without the blanket roll, and you'll probably have a little more range once we take it out. Let's pause here. The next time the hands go back towards the floor, and again, they don't have to touch the floor, without moving your elbows. Pretend the elbows are just glued where they are, and try to pull the elbows in the direction of your feet, and you might feel the upper back engage a little bit when you do that. And then relax. Now do that a few times. So it's like you're trying to pull the arms down like you're doing a pull-up motion, but it's very small. actual muscles like under your skin against the blanket here. Okay, and then let's pause. Lift the hips up so that you can take the roll out from under you and then come back down. And James, you can take the bolster out from your head and maybe swap it out for the other blanket. And then once you're here now without the blanket, take another head turn side to side. And likely you'll have a little more movement. Let the head rest and just take a breath in and out and see if your breath is more spacious for your body. One more thing here. Let's come again into that cactus position. Elbows bent, inhale. And on the exhale, lift the hands and then turn the palms of the hands towards the floor. And on the inhale, you'll come back up to where you started. Just like we did when we were on the roll, but now it'll likely feel a little easier. We're going to change slightly here. So the next time the hands go up, let's pause. Turn your head to look right. And then on the exhale, just the left arm will go down. So the right one is up, the left one is down. And then on the inhale, you'll change. And just swap back and forth, nice and easy. Allow your head to move with the arm that's up. Great. And then let's pause, just relax the arms, give the fingers a little wiggle. And let's stretch out the legs just long in front of you. Give them a little bit of a reach and stretch back through the arms up by your head. Yeah, just take anything here for a second, any kind of movement. And then let's bring the knees in towards your chest. Just give your legs a little bit of a squeeze and take a little side to side here on your back. And then when you're ready to come off of your back, we'll meet in an all fours position, hands and knees. You can just get there any way you like. And once we arrive, take a second for any kind of movement here. So it might actually feel nice to do something different, side to side or circles. Maybe let the head move too. Explore a little bit here through the torso. Yes, you guys. And then let's pause. And the next movement will be similar to cat-cow, but not exactly cat-cow. So hands are here on the floor. On the inhale, try to pull the hands towards your knees and move the chest forward so the upper back engages. On the exhale, just let that go. Bend the elbows and bring the hips back for child's pose. From here, inhale, pull the hands to the knees. Use that to bring you up again. And then on the exhale, let it go around and shift back. Do that a few times. Every inhale is a little bit of a pull. And then every exhale, you'll back off and round. So making a circular pattern here. And then we'll pause the next time you come back to child's pose, hips towards the heels. Stay like that and just go up onto your fingertips. Tent the fingers here. And without moving your hands, try to scrunch up the mat so the wrists lift and the palms lift. And we'll set the hands back down. Reset yourself just to come to all fours position again. Take your right leg back with the toes tucked under and give yourself a little motion forward and back just to stretch out a little through the calf, Achilles. Good. And then pause here. Turn the right heel to the floor. Turn the chest open and raise the right arm up to the ceiling. Yeah, and we'll add on the inhale, take the arm up overhead. Look down towards the floor. And then on the exhale, pretend you're pulling something with the hand. Bend the elbow and turn the head up towards the ceiling. So inhale, the arm stretches straight overhead. And on the exhale, pull on your imaginary something. Yeah, take that a few times. Create your own resistance here. So pretend whatever you're pulling is somewhat heavy, just to give yourself a little challenge. And see if you can feel that right around the right shoulder blade. Yeah, so James, bend the elbow when you pull back. With me for a second. Yeah, great. All right, guys, from here, let's come arm just up towards the ceiling again. And then we'll release, the hand comes down, the knee comes down. Let's go back to child's pose. Keep the arms forward and go up onto your fingertips again, just to give your wrists a little break. Yeah, we'll do the other side, but before we do, put the hands down, crawl them as forward as you can. Press down into the floor. Let's round up through cat pose. And then keep coming forward. The spine will unravel. You'll bend the elbows and gradually lower down onto the belly. Yeah. From the belly, come up just a little bit in the chest. Lift the shoulders away from the floor. And without moving your hands, try to pull the hands towards your feet and pull the chest forward so the upper back engages. We'll just hold this for a second, but don't hold your breath. Okay, come on down, and then now we'll do this with the breath. So on the inhale, pull the hands back, pull the chest forward, find that little lift. And then on the exhale, relax. Just a couple more like that. Now think of the pulling action more so than the up action. So you'll lift up a little naturally, but think more of a lengthening. Great. And then on this last one here, from your little pull, let's now push into the floor and round back, toes tuck under, child's pose. Stay like this, walk the knees back, and then walk the hands back to the knees. If you're okay to come sit on your heels like this, do. If that's a no-go for you, just stay down. Oh, good, we're all up. And then let's do this. Take the arms forward, pretend you're reaching for something, and then pull it back, elbows, draw back, collarbones widen. Do that again. Yeah, this is just a distraction from the feet. And then we'll do it going up. So arms reach up, and then pull down, elbows go wide. Yeah. And as you're doing this, pretend you're doing a pull-up, which I've never done in my whole life, but it's imaginary. So you're doing the best pull-up ever. Great. And then let's stay in the down position. Hold that for a second. Lean back slightly just to squash the toes a little more. Yeah, great. And then release the arms, release the, let's undo the toes, give them a little shake out. Great. All right, so our second side here, let's stretch the left leg back, give the toes tucked under and just move a little bit. Stretch out the calf. That's it. And then we'll pause, turn the heel down, chest goes to the left, left arm lifts. On your inhale, arm overhead, look to the floor. Exhale, pull and turn the head towards the ceiling. Same idea, do that a couple of times. Create a little resistance here. Pretend you're pulling on something that's challenging for you. And feel that engagement around the left shoulder blade. And then when you've had enough of this, let's just raise the arm up towards the ceiling. And then we'll release the arm down, the knee down. Let's go back just regular child's pose, arms forward. And we'll take that little pattern again. So walk the arms as far out as you can. Press into the mat, first round up through cat. And then we'll come forward and down onto the belly. And this time on the belly, it'll be a little different than before. Come up just a little bit this time. One shoulder does a roll, the other shoulder does a roll, and we'll go back and forth. Slither cobra. Great. And then let's pause, just right in the middle. Inhale for a regular cobra, any height. Exhale back to child's pose, toes tucked under. Let's stay here for a second. Look at your hands and just make sure they're at least shoulders width apart. They could go even wider if you need. We'll lift the knees off the floor, keep them really bent, and now do a little push. So the hands push forward, the hips press back, and then from there, slowly start to lengthen out your legs. Yeah, and it might feel nice just to stretch them out. You can pedal, bend and straighten one knee at a time. It might feel nice to turn your head from side to side. It might feel nice to do none of that and just hold still. You decide. All right, guys, well, separate your feet about as wide as the mat. Bend your knees and walk the hands to the feet. Yeah, just prop up so the forearms are on the thighs. You're on this squat sort of position. Move the pelvis back, move the chest forward, press the arms into the legs, and see if you can draw the shoulder blades onto the back and create that same engagement that we were working on before. Yeah, just hold that for a second. You'll root down into the legs, and on the next inhale, come all the way up, lift the arms. Exhale, release the arms. Great. Just stay right as you are, bend the knees a little bit, and we'll do a standing slither asana, which is not a specific anything, just move everything. Yeah. And because you've been working on upper back, see if you can initiate this with the shoulder blades in the back. That's it. And then we'll let our movement settle. Stay at the back of the mat, but make your feet not quite so wide. Just right underneath the hip sockets is fine. And then we'll do a little chair with that pull action again. So inhale the arms up. On the exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, find the pull, look a little bit forward. Inhale, we rise up again. Do that a few times. So if you're pulling something down or you're pulling yourself up, that's it. And then we'll take it one more time, stay. Can you shift back a little bit more in the hips? So you're more on the heels, less in the toes here. Yeah, all right. And then hands come to prayer. Inhale. On your exhale, forward fold, lift the hips, drop the head. Just stay here. If it feels good to do a little side to side, you could. If that feels crummy on your back, bend the knees and put the arms on the legs and do it like that instead. All right, guys, let's pause. Take just a half lift. Inhale the chest forward. And then on the way down, put the hands down. We'll walk forward to plank pose and we'll hold the position. All right, so from your plank pose, just for a second, let the chest sink a little towards the floor. And then try to pull the chest forward so there's more room in the neck. Press into the floor and lift slightly, right in between the shoulder blades. Exactly. And then don't move the hands. For this one, try to pull the thumbs closer together, and that should up the ante slightly. Yeah. You guys, those are magnificent looking planks. We're going to stay a little longer. Bend the knees slightly, just barely at all, and try to pull them forward like an inch. Yeah. Great. And then lower them all the way down to the floor, nice and easy. Come down to the belly, stay here. Just take a little wiggle action. Scooch the legs back just slightly to give yourself some more room. Let's take the arms alongside you, thumbs down, palms facing your body. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the upper back is engaged. Keep that, and then lift the arms and the legs. Shavasana. Yeah. Right, we'll just hold for a little bit. We'll do more of these later. Oh, he's so excited. Take the arms forward, bend the elbows, and just turn your head to one side when you come down. Let's bend the knees and then switch the legs from side to side. This is James's favorite lesson, isn't it? Yeah.
They're all.
Oh, good. All right, and then put the legs back down. Let's head into down dog. Go ahead and just get there. Yeah. All right. And then from your dog, let's come into a forward fold, either feet forward or hands back, or a little of each, whatever you want. Root down to rise up, inhale. And release the arms. Great. All right, pick up the stretchy band. And we'll do a few things with it. All right, so first, and then Mary, I don't know if you have a stretchy band or a strap, but if you have a strap, or even if you don't, I'll tell you what to do.
I got it. I got it stretchy. I'm good.
Perfect. Okay. So let's have your band in front, and just to warm up the shoulders a little bit, stretch it apart a little bit as you come up overhead and back and down, and up overhead and forward, just like that. Now, if you're finding it's really, really tight, just take your hands a little further apart. And then if you do this practice without a stretchy band and you have a strap, you might need to slide the hands on the strap. That's totally fine. Yeah. Cool. It's nicer though with the stretchy band, I think. Yeah, if you find you're bending the elbows or if there's a lot of like this happening, give yourself a little more room on the band. All right, guys. So you're gonna pause in the arms up position just next time you get there. Keep a little tension on the band and then feel the difference when you turn the arms so the thumbs turn forward, and you feel how the back of the neck gets all bunchy. Yeah, no good. Now turn the pinkies forward. Oh, it's like magic. Yeah, so we want to keep the little pull apart coming. Also notice, sometimes we get really enthusiastic and then the front ribs pop forward. So if that's happening, pull them down and we'll hold. All right, and then just back off for a second. And then we're gonna pull apart again. Bend the elbows, have the band just a little bit above your head. Yeah. Once again here, turn the pinky side of the hand slightly forward in this position and pull the front ribs down. Yeah, it's funny, it looks like nothing, but it's something. Was that a sneer?
No.
No.
Of course not.
Okay, just relax for a second. I'm gonna do one more spot, and if it doesn't work, you'll repeat the same position we just did. So arms up, pull apart, bend the elbows, and then if you can have the band just behind the head, do that. If not, go a little higher. One more time, pinky side of the hand a little bit forward, front ribs pull down, and we hold, and we hold, and we hold. Upper back, yay. It's very joyful though, isn't it? No. Okay, relax. Yeah. Let's put it aside. We'll pick it up again in a little bit to shake it out. Oh, all right. And then we'll practice this in our Shalabhasana. So stay at the back of the mat, root down through the legs, inhale, we're up. Exhale, let's do another round of these. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Great. Inhale, come up. Just 2 more of those. Create your own resistance. A little easier now without the band. And last time. Yeah. Now on the next inhale, take the halfway lift. Hands can go on the shins or the floor. Exhale, we're down. Walk the hands forward until we get to plank pose again. You guys are really good at these, so we'll do a little extra. Let's, for this one, take the hands slightly wider. Even if you go a bit off the mat, it just engages differently when we're a little wider. Can you clear the shoulders? Can you zip up through the belly? And without moving your hands, try to pull the thumbs closer together. Yeah, and still breathe, of course. Bend the knees slightly, pull the knees teensy bit forward. And then lower them, but not all the way to the floor, another inch or 2. Oh yeah, pull them a little forward. And then just let them lightly come down, all the way down to the belly. Oh, yeah, feels good to lay down. And then take your arms forward, off the mat, about as wide as the shoulders, maybe slightly wider. So James, straight-ish arms. Yeah. Now, like you had the strap, try to pull it apart, and then try to pull the hands towards your chest. The chest will come forward, it'll lift, but do more forward than lift. Yeah. We're gonna keep the arms here, just back off, and we'll do 2 more, just like a little pulse. So pull apart, pull towards you, chest pulls forward, and relax. And one more time, pull apart, pull hands to chest, chest pulls forward, and relax. Bend the elbows, slide the hands down a little bit so the hands are just above the head. Pull apart, pull the hands to the chest, pull the chest forward. You might come up a little higher for this one. And down. Let's do 2 more of a pulse. So pull apart, pull, and then up, and relax. And then we pull, we lift, and relax. Make a little pillow for your forehead. Just rest the head down. Bend the knees and give the legs a little swish from side to side. All right, and then we'll put the legs down. Let's go back to child's pose, toes tuck under. And then just to create a little stretch here, walk both arms slightly to the right. Just a little side bend. Draw the left hip, outer left hip back. Oh. And then go the other way. Arms go a little bit to the left. And then you'll draw the outer right hip back. Come back to center. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and just get there. We won't really stay. And then from your dog, we'll meet in a forward fold. Root down through the legs. Inhale all the way up we come. And release the arms. How about another slither asana? Because we can. All right. So we'll do another stretchy band. Go get it. Now this time we'll have the band behind you. Start with the arms like this so the palms are facing back or up. A little bit of an internal rotation here. And then what happens automatically, the shoulders just kind of pop forward. So bend the elbows a little bit. Lift the shoulders up, take them back. And then draw the arms back. Give a light, not a heavy, just a light tug apart and turn so the palms turn in towards each other. And that should make the shoulders a little more comfortable. Now from here, let's bend the knees slightly. Hinge over. And without the shoulders popping forward, try to lift the band just as much as you can without the shoulders popping forward. Keep a light pull apart. Now here's the hard part. Without letting the hands drop, see if you can lift the torso back up again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I meant lift the chest up, but try to keep the space between the hands and the buttocks that you have. So you come upright. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, James, come on up, but try not to drop the hands. Anybody else trembling? I'm sweating bullets here. Okay, and then relax. Great. Keep it. We're going to do one more, but this time we won't hinge over first. So have the band here. Do the little shoulder shrug up, back, and down. A little bit in the elbows. Pull, but lightly, just a little bit apart. Turn the palms towards each other, and then try to lift the arms. It's a little harder if we don't go down first. Yeah. Okay, I think enough is enough. Let it go. Yeah, put the band away, shake it out. All right, friends, but that will inform our next pose. So let's set up the blocks here, just one block on each side. Stand in your mountain pose. You can have feet together or a little apart, whatever you want. Root down through the legs. Inhale, we're up, arms lift. Exhale, let's go straight into our forward fold, possibly bending the knees if you need. Halfway up, we come lengthen. And then we'll come down, grab your block, step the right leg back so you're in a lunge variation. Yeah. James, go higher on the blocks. Yeah, you guys look good. All right, so without moving your blocks, press them down, but also pull them back. Surprise, surprise. Move the chest forward. And you might feel a little work here on just under the side, on the shoulder, like right under the shoulder blades, serratus anterior. And then we'll do that one a little pulse. So back off, and then pull the blocks back, pull the chest forward, and back off. Do that a few times. Just a little pull and release. We can do pulls in yoga. All right. Now next time you're doing the pull, pause. Keep the spine long, but back off a little with the arms. Bend the elbows slightly, draw the hands back, lift the shoulders away from the floor. Pretend you're holding the band behind you. Start to pull it apart and stretch the arms to straight. Now, if you can, lift the arms higher without the shoulders dropping forward. Do that. Yeah. You can stretch the fingers through that. Great. All right. And then put the arms down, just relax a little, bend and straighten the front knee a couple of times. That's it. Let's pause with the knee bent, and then I'm going to have my back to you here. Turn the right heel to the floor, come up for a warrior two pose. Go ahead and just get there. And then we'll do a little something with the arms. Actually, I'm going to turn around. Take the hands in front, bend the elbows. And then press the front of the shoulders back so it aligns with the collarbones. And then you'll lift the arms up here. Raise the roof. Great. pretend the air is really thick and slowly stretch the arms wide apart. You can turn your head to look at the front arm. Yeah, we'll just hold. Now here our arms are straight. So pretend instead of that pull down, do like a push down, like you're trying to press something down that's pressing up against you. Good, good, good. All right. And then let's look forward. Windmill the arms down to the floor or to the blocks. And then just let's bend and straighten the front knee a couple of times. You can turn the back heel up. I'll give you some more space. All right. And the next time the knee is bent, let's pause, move the blocks. Let's go plank pose just to the belly. We won't stay for this one. That's it. And then once you're on the belly, let's actually do a little detour for the legs. So scooch the legs back and down, bend the right knee, reach back and find the foot, the ankle with the right hand. And can you send the tip of the knee to the back of the mat, but at the same time send your navel to the front of the mat. Yeah. What? Another way to think of that is creating a little bit of a tuck in the pelvis, but try to do that not by squeezing the tailbone. Think of doing that by engaging the lowest part of the belly. Yeah, let's release that on the right. Switcheroo. Bend the left knee. Send the tip of the knee to the back of the mat, but try to draw the pubic bone towards the front of the mat. My left side is way tighter. All right, and then release that. Stay on the belly, just take a little wiggle. And we've got the second side to do. So let's head back into down dog. Go ahead and just get there. And then from the down dog, let's come to the front of the mat first, but you'll stay low, feet forward. Just the halfway lift, engage the upper back as you do that. And then come back down. Take it again. Upper back engages, halfway lift. And then come down, step the left leg back here, setting up for your lunge on side 2. Once you have it set, press the hands into the blocks, try to pull the blocks back, pull the chest forward, and you'll feel this a little more on the sides than right in the middle of the back. And then we'll back off, do it like a little pulse. So you'll pull and release a couple of times. All right. Now on the next one, let's pause with the pull action. Keep the spine really long, but back off the arms. Take the arms back, little bend in the elbows. Pretend you're holding on your stretchy band. Lift the shoulders away from the floor. And then pull the band apart as you stretch the arms straight. And you can straighten the fingers too. Maybe lift the arms a little higher. But if the shoulders start to drop, then don't do it. Yeah. Good. Pull the tailbone to the back of the mat, the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. All right, let's back off, release the arms, take a few rounds just to bend and straighten. And then we'll keep the knee bent, turn the back heel to the floor, windmill up, coming into warrior 2 pose. We'll do the same little arm variation. So palms forward, bend the elbows. Press the front of the shoulders back, lift the arms overhead, raise the roof, and then create a little resistance as the arms go wide, palms eventually face down, gaze can be to the right, and pretend you're holding something down with the arms here. Yeah. Great, great, great. You guys are good at it. All right. Teams, lift both hands just slightly higher. Yeah. All right, guys, let's look forward. Windmill the arms down, turn the back heel up. If you'd like another round of bend and straighten, do that. If not, just hold. Good, good. All right, let's keep the knee bent. Move your blocks and just go to downward dog. Yeah. Your choice. You could stay in down dog. You could do dog, plank, dog, back and forth. You could do plank to the belly, cobra and back, whatever you want to do for a second. Yeah. And that could be just sitting down. Totally fine. All right, friends. here, let's come into a standing position. Any way you want to get there is good. Root down to rise up, lift the arms. And release the arms. Okay, so let's actually use the blanket roll as a calf stretch. So go get it and set it up, have it towards the front of your mat. And you know what, go ahead and do this. Roll your mat over it so it's a little bit thicker. I'm not going to do that though, just so that I can stay facing you. Okay, so let's walk over this way. Put your the left foot out's just on the floor, on the wood floor. The right foot goes up there with the toes on the roll and the heel down on the floor. Yeah. Now to get more, if you need more, step the left foot a little further forward. Great. Yeah. James, walk your right foot a little more to the side. Yeah, and that should give you a little better balance. All right. Oh, she found it.
Oh yeah, no, that's the uphill.
Oh,
I should
great.
have
Great. Let's add on. Move your pelvis just kind of a side to side, right, left shift, like you're doing a little dance. Yeah. The gastroc, the calf muscle, there's two heads to it, and sometimes one side gets tighter than the other. We go side to side, we get them both. And then pause. Now from here, try to move the right hip forward and the left hip back like you take a twist. You can let the torso come with. Yeah. And then back off. Do that one again. Right hip forward, left hip back. Back off. I'm going to do it one more time. This last one will stay. And notice here the right hip loves to kind of swing wide. Can you hug the outer right hip in within this twisted position? Yeah. Great. Notice if the front of your ankle and the top of the foot's getting really grippy. Can you relax that? Maybe you can't, but you try. Yeah. Hey, James, at least we're not doing upper back.
I'm good. I do this all day.
All right, good. And then let's come out of that to step off the roll. Yeah, take a short little walk over to the second side. Yeah, notice the difference between the two. And then we'll put left foot up, heel down on the floor, toes up. Right foot maybe forward, maybe not. And the second side might be a different situation. Yeah. All right. And then take a little side, yeah, nice and conservative on this side. Can you tell if it's tighter on the inner or the outer calf? It's both. Yeah, could be both.
All habits.
The whole thing. The whole thing. All right, let's pause just right in the middle. Now you'll move this is your left hip forward and the right hip back. Let the torso come with. And then back off. Do two more. Yeah, and then on the last one, you'll just hold it a little longer. Take the outer left hip and draw it in more towards the midline. Yeah. Try to relax the front of the foot, the top of the foot, and the front of the ankle. Breathe. Oh, okay, friends. Out we come. Release. Just move around a little bit. And you know, since we took all the time to set it up, let's keep it. Go get your blocks. Put your blocks in front of the roll on the highest height. I'm going to move mine so I'm on the side. And then we're going to put your hands on the blocks. Do both feet. And if you find the blocks aren't high enough, just stack them so you go a little higher. Yeah, okay. Now it'll be awkward, but can you bend the knees just a little bit? When you do that, you might actually feel soleus muscles a little lower. And look at your knees. Widen the knees slightly. Keep that idea, but now press down the base of the big toe, the ball of the big toe. Yeah, and then slowly start to lift the hips higher. In doing so, it might feel okay to lower your blocks. It might not. So take it or leave it. Breathe. And while we're down here, let's take just a small right-left shift in the pelvis, back and forth. It's different now that we have both legs up there. Yeah. They're tears of joy though, right? Pause in the middle. And now this very tiny, one hip forward, the other hip back, like the twist action, and then switch. Yeah, very small, very small. At any point, if you think something's gonna snap, back out first. All right, let's come off the roll. Oh, come up to stand. Yeah, just take a short little walk around your mat. Oh, it feels so good to walk after that, doesn't it? Yeah. Very good.
Good to be able to walk.
Yeah, it's really good. We take it for granted, don't we? Yeah. Okay, let's undo the roll situation. Just put it to the side. And now we'll keep the blocks though, just have them handy at the front of the mat. Bring your hands to the hips and we'll step the right leg back with the heel down. And don't go too far, just a comfortable distance here. We're getting into warrior one, but it'll be a shorty warrior one. Take the arms up, inhale. On the exhale, we come back to this again. Bend the elbows, engage the upper back, bend the front knee, and kind of look forward. Do that a few times. So inhale up and exhale right here. James, do more of this pull down, more pull down and less forward. Yeah, that's great. Great. All right, now this last one will be weird. Let's hold in the down position. And then just tiny amount in between the shoulder blades, let's squeeze in a little bit and then back off. Do that a few times, like almost like a bird flapping the wings, but a tiny amount. Okay. All right, and then let's release the arms down to the blocks or to the floor. Slowly press down with the left heel and try to push the left heel forward as you lengthen out the leg. Now we're going to just do one of these. Try to pull the blocks back, pull the chest forward. Engage here again on the upper back, but also on the sides. And it'll likely give you a juicier stretch in the hamstring. You can keep that if you like, or just let it go and let yourself fold over the front leg. We're going to do one more thing on this side, and it's a little awkward transition. Bend the front knee, scooch the right leg a little further back, and then reset the heel down on the floor. I'm going to change to the other side. Now, the front leg, that's the left leg. Put the left forearm on the thigh, and the right arm just up to the sky. Yeah, so side angle pose, but we're going to do something that we did in the beginning of class. On the inhale, take the arm overhead, turn your face to look down. And then on the exhale, find the pull action, elbow pulls in, head turns to look up. So inhale, arm goes straight, you look down. Exhale, elbow bends and you look up. Yeah, just a few more times. See if you can really engage around that right shoulder blade every time you do a pull. So good, so good. All right, and then when you're done, let's undo, turn your chest to the floor, hands on the blocks. Just step the back foot forward to come out of this. Inhale all the way up. And exhale the arms down. Okay, anything you want to say before I do side two? It's looking great.
That's good.
It's looking really great.
This
All right.
is such a great class.
Oh, she thinks it's a great class. I have a funny story about that. I'll tell you later. All right, hands on the hips. Left leg back, heel to the floor, but don't go too wide, just a comfortable distance. And then arms come up, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows, engage the upper back, hinge a little forward. A couple of those. So you just create your own resistance. Pretend you're pulling on something kind of heavy. Great. All right, so on the next one, we'll stay in that diagonal position. And then just a little bit here, squeeze in between the shoulder blades, lift, and then relax. Do that a few times. And I'll be specific here. Try to do more of the lower part of the shoulder blades and less the upper part. Great. All right, let's come on down, hands to the floor or to the blocks. Press into the front heel to start to straighten out the leg, or straighten-ish the leg. Without moving your hands, try to pull the blocks back, pull the chest forward. Find that same engagement and a little extra juiciness on the right leg there. You can stay with this little pull, or you can let it go and fold. You decide. That's it. And then to get out of this, let's bend the front knee, and then you'll adjust, scooch the left leg back a little bit, turn the heel down again to the floor. And then you'll bring right forearm to thigh, left arm up towards the ceiling. On the inhale, arm overhead, turn your face to look down. Exhale, find the pull, bend the elbow, turn your face to look at the ceiling. Do that a few times. Inhale, lengthen the arms, look down. Exhale, pull and look up. Take a couple more. I'm going to change because I didn't do this other side yet. Great. When you've had enough of this, let's just release, turn the arm down to the floor, step the back leg forward, and inhale all the way up. We come with the arms. Exhale, release the arms. Great. Let's take hula hoop asana because oh yeah, you guys don't know all my yoga terms. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Sure.
Slither asana and
Hula girl, yes.
All right, let's do one more with the stretchy band because we're here, and I know Mary likes this one. So you'll hold the band in front with the palms up, and before we go, let's just adjust the shoulders. Do a little kind of shrug up and back. Hold that position and try not to let the elbows chicken wing out. Keep them close to you, and then you'll just pull the band apart and hold. Pull the front ribs down, and then slowly release, coming back to center. Do that a few times, just a little more continuous motion. Yeah. Notice how when you pull apart, the shoulder blades move together. Great. And then this last one we'll just hold. All right. And then gently release, put the band aside. And now we'll do something just completely opposite, just to release the shoulders a little bit. So take your arms out into your cactus position. Put the right arm on the bottom and the left one on the top, and that might be enough, or maybe you're here, maybe you don't get all the way. If you're there and you can clasp the hands. If not, don't worry about it. And then just for this version of the pose, let the elbows lift, let the chin bow down, and let the upper back round slightly. You can bow slightly forward just to get a nice pull in between the shoulder blades. Yeah. The traditional version of this, we don't bow forward, but for now we will. All right, and then come back up, undo, cactus. Oh, unless you got stuck. And then second side, left one on the bottom, right one on the top. Maybe you're like this, maybe you're like this, or maybe you're just here. Yeah, let's lift the elbows, bow the chin down, and let the upper back round a little bit. Okay, and then undo that one. Just jiggle it out a little bit. Yeah. All right. So let's do one more. This time we'll sit. This one is a little release for the upper trapezius muscle. And I'm going to have my back to you so Mary can see what to do. Just sit any way that you like. If you want to sit on a prop, you can. Let's take the right arm behind the back leg, so not too high. And if you can, don't force it, but if you can, turn the palm towards your back, do. If that hurts, don't worry about it. Now the shoulder will come forward, which normally we would say not to do, but for this one we actually want. Take the left hand and hold the shoulder and very gently just draw forward and down in the front. And then turn your face to the left. Yeah. Now let's turn your face to look forward. Keep the right hand in place. Take the left arm up and hold the top of the head, but the hand is kind of by the ear. And then you'll press the head and the hand into each other as you tip over to the left, but still keep the head pressing into the hand. Yeah, and I know it's not that pleasant, but you'll feel in a moment. It'll feel really good. Yeah, good to get out. And then press the head more into the hand to come back up to center. Gently undo, release. Yeah, and just close your eyes, breathe for a second. Notice the right side though compared to the left after that. You better do the left, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, if you're cross-legged, change the leg cross, just do a different one. If you're symmetrical, you stay, and then the left hand comes like so. If you can turn the palm to your back, do, but don't force it. Yeah. James, can you sit up more? And then take the right hand to the left shoulder, very gently pull up and forward. It's weird to do this, isn't it? You don't normally say to pull the shoulder forward, but for this one, do it. Turn your face to the right, gently. And then this stretch from a Canadian yoga teacher, Sarah Gardner. And then bring your face back to center. Take your right arm up and over and hold on to the kind of by the ear. Press head and hand into each other as you tilt the head right, but keep it pressing into the left, into the right hand. This side is less pleasant for me. Press the head a little more into the hand to come back up. Undo. Gently undo. Oh, yeah. And then close your eyes, take a breath. Okay. Well, I think it was worth it.
Oh, every second.
Every second. Okay, let's come down onto your back with the knees bent, the feet on the floor. Watch me for a second to see the position. So it's a robot arm position. All right, so once you're there, let's do this. Press the elbows into the floor and just a little bit press the head into the floor. So the shoulder blades press into the back and the upper back will lift a little. Yeah, just hold that for a moment. And then relax. And let's do that one like a little pulse. So you'll press and lift. And relax. And you might try around with the elbows a little wider, press and lift. And relax, yeah. You can experiment with the exact placement of the arms here. And then find your arms in a comfortable distance from the body, whatever that means to you. Let's do again the press and lift and stay. Now you'll press into the feet and let the hips lift up off the floor, but not too high, just a little bit, coming to a bridge variation. Stay here and think about the back of the pelvis pulling away from the back ribs. Continue to press down with the arms and the shoulder blades pressed up into the back. Yeah. And then undo, come all the way back down. We're going to do that again. So one more time, let's press elbows into the floor, shoulder blades into the back, little upper back lift, and then go ahead and lift the hips up. If it feels okay to lift the heels up, that'll give you a little extra height. And again, try to pull the back of the pelvis away from the back ribs. Keep pressing the back of the arms into the floor. So on the way down, just a little bit, let's untuck the shoulders. And then see if you could go really slowly down. Keep the heels lifted if they are up. Until eventually, come all the way back down. And then let the arms relax. Let the feet go wider, but keep the knees bent. And just take a windshield wiper, knees drop from side to side. You can let the head go either opposite of the legs or same direction as the legs. Okay. And then let's pause here in the middle. Stretch the legs out long and stretch the arms up for a second just by your head. It might feel good to circle or bend the wrists or the ankles, wiggle the fingers and the toes. All right, friends, we're heading into Shavasana, our final resting pose. You might feel perfectly happy as you are, or you might take any of the props and put a blanket under the head or the blanket roll under the legs. Give me a wave if you need a prop assistance. As you settle in here, bring your attention into the upper back shoulder blade region. Just ask that part of your body to relax. You've done a lot of work here, more than you're used to. Imagine the upper back becoming a little wider. Allow the chest to drop, relax. Imagine the lower back becoming wider across, and allow the belly to drop and relax. Your whole body being moved by your breath. And just deepen your breath. Start to create any kind of movement in your body, whatever feels good. When you're ready, allow your knees to bend and gently roll over to one side. From here, take your time to come up to sit. Meet with hands at heart center. Thank your own body for everything that it's able to do. Thank yourself for showing up. Namaste.
Oh.